Good morning and welcome to the Thursday morning adapted yoga class. Make sure that you have a chair, that you've got a pillow or anything if you want to go on the floor, but I will show you alternatives if you don't want to get down on the floor at the end. So it's up to you, whichever you choose. We're starting on the chair so that I don't have to get you up and down, as this class is for people with high blood pressure, low blood pressure, diabetes, joint problems, slip discs, and I will try and adapt the class for anybody with those symptoms. If, however, you feel ill at any time or you get hot really quickly and something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't, so don't do it. And we're going to start off on our chair, sitting back as far as we can, letting our shoulders drop down. We're going to start with our sacral chakra. So we're bringing our hands in and closing them like this and bringing our thumbs together, letting our hands just drop down, and we should find that our thumbs coming around our belly button. But we're kind of dealing with everything that's in this area underneath our belly. So this deals with our sexual organs, so things to do with our uterus, our womb, our ovaries, our testes, our penis. So it's everything to do with down this area here. It deals with our creativity, our sexuality, our ability to flow with life, but from a stable, root background. So we're bringing it here. Now with this deals with our, when it's blocked, it can deal with jealousy and envy. So what I want you to think about, the word or the sentence I want you to think about is, I am enough. And that's what I want you to say as you breathe out. I am enough. Now you can say this loud and proud, or you can say it in your head, depending on where you are. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. So keep this going. Knowing that you are enough, you are perfect, just the way you are. We're keeping ourselves in this position, but we're going to take our head into a forward bend, let it drop down. Hold it here. Still thinking of that mantra, I am enough. And letting the shoulders melt away. And then as we're breathing in, we're going to take the head all the way back. And if you need to, you can always support it with one hand if you've got any neck problems, any problems with that upper body. And we're bringing it back to centre. So on our next breath out, we're going to bring the ear towards the shoulder. We're going to make sure the chin's tucked in and that we're not dropping the chin down, that we're keeping it parallel, but we're still letting them shoulders drop away. And we're bringing it back to centre and over to the other side. Bringing it back to the centre. So we're going to turn and look over the shoulder, making sure that we don't drop the chin or lift it or tilt the head to the side, that we're keeping everything nice and straight. Only take it as far as it wants to go. Bringing it back to centre and around to the other side. Bring it back to centre. So we're going to do cat and cow. So from here we're taking our fingers in. We'll start with our right little finger at the bottom. Breathe out, pushing the hands forward. So we're going to take it into, circle of joy. Breathe in, lift them arms up in the air. And then breathe out, reach over to the side. Breathe in, bring it back to centre. Breathe out, take it over the other side. Breathe in, lift it back up. Now turn the shoulders and look over the back. So feel yourself twisting. Bring it back to centre and take it around the other side. Bring it back to centre. Stretch the arms back, bring it all the way round and bring it back in. So now we're going to take the left little finger to the bottom. We're tilting the pelvis in, we're pushing out as if we're doing cat. But then we're going to breathe in, we're tilting that pelvis back, we're lifting up. We're reaching over to the side. And bringing it back up. And over to the other side. And back up. Then we're going to twist and look over the shoulder. We're working from that waist. We're bringing it back to centre. And we're taking it round the other side. So we're working with our breathing. We're bringing it back. We're breathing in as we reach backwards and we bring everything back round to the front. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what's happening with my spine as well. So here we go, right little finger at the bottom, tilting the pelvis under, curling forward as we breathe out. We breathe in, that pelvis is tilting back. We're reaching back. We're breathing out, we're reaching over to the side. We're breathing in to come back up. We're breathing out to move to the other side. We're breathing in as we come out, up. We're bringing the hands round. And we should breathe out just here. Let's try that one more. So the left little finger on the bottom this time. And bringing it back in. Lovely. So stay on our chair. We're going to lift our foot up. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh. This happened yesterday. Let me see if this works better. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah. Oh, I might have to bring that over. It's crackling. Up and down. Okay, is it better now? Can you hear it now? Let me try changing this. How does this sound now? Is that better? Oh, I'm going to have to move a bit closer. So, from here, we're going to lift the leg up and grab hold of the leg. Then you're going to turn the foot in a circle so that we're working the kneecap. And then we're going to take it in the opposite direction. So it's the whole foot that's moving round in a circle. And then we're just going to point and flex the toes. And then we're bringing that one down. So we're going to do the other side. We're lifting the foot up and we're going round in a circle. And then we're going to take it in the opposite way. And then we're going to point and flex the toes. And then bring it down. Give your legs a little shake. So I'm going to get you to stand up and we're going to work on our hips. So we bring ourselves to standing. Turn that the other way. So we have our chair beside us. We're going to, if that chair we need to, we've got that chair there to lean on. And we're swinging that leg backwards and forwards. So that we're working the hip. Then we're going to bring it across the body and out to the side. And then we're going to bring it down and change sides. So if you need to, you can change the chair. If you don't need to, don't worry about it. So here we go, taking it forwards and backwards, working that hip. And then we're taking it out and away. And bringing it down. So let's bring our feet together. I'm just going to drop that down so that you can see my feet rather than my head. So bringing the feet together, we're taking the hands behind, but again that chair's there if you need to. You're going to push the hands back as you come up onto your tiptoes. So find a spot, tighten everything in, push the hands back, squeeze the legs together. Lovely, perfect. And then bringing it back down. So here we go, one more time, that was brilliant. Take it back, breathing in, squeezing the legs together. And bringing it back down. Give the legs a little shake. So all of these help to build balance. So we're going to take it into sun salutation. I'm going to place the mic here so hopefully you can hear me still. Oh, not yet. You stick it like that. You do it the other way around. It might stay that way. So hopefully you can hear me still. So we're going to take ourselves into sun sal. Bringing our knees, our legs in front, taking our hands into prayer. Pulling the thighs at the front to squeeze the inside, squeeze the back and the bottom thighs, and then bring the outside thighs. Pull the pelvic floor in at the back, at the front, and then pull the abdominal muscle back and in so that you're tightening that up. Bring the shoulders back and down. Close the eyes. Remember, if you need to, you can hold that chair or you can look towards the floor. Then you can say that word, I am enough. So we're going to breathe in and lift the arms. Remember, if you've got blood pressure problems, you might not want to lift them all the way up. Breathe out. I'm imagining that I've got lower back problems, so I'm bending my knees and I'm bringing my hands to the chair, tucking my head in. If you want to go to the floor, you can. We're going to go into a half bend. So we straighten the legs, we're pulling the shoulders back, we're pushing that chest towards the floor. We want to keep that back nice and straight. We're going to step back with our right foot first, coming onto our tiptoe, pushing into our knee. Now you can stay here, you can lift them arms up and take it into warrior one, so you can lift the one arm up if you wanted. You could lift the two arms up. It's up to you. You can always have the elbows here, the hands here. If you find that you want to lift your blood pressure, if you don't want to lift your arms because it will lift it up. Take the hands down. We're stepping back into down dog. So keeping the feet flat on the floor, pushing the chest towards the legs. Again, if you need to, you can bend them knees if you find that the back is arching. Pull the shoulder blades together. Have the head in between the arms. We're coming up onto our tiptoes and we're going to roll forward into plank. Now you may need to move your legs a little bit. The shoulders come back, you're squeezing them stomach muscles. Then you're going to drop the hips, the shoulders roll back, and you're lifting up into an adapted cobra. we're pushing back to down dog. We're going to lift that left leg up in the air. Pull the leg close into the chest and then step it forward. Shoulders come back, hip drops down. We lift if we want to, we keep our hands down if we want to. We're bringing our hands back down and we're stepping into our forward bend. So again, as long as that back's straight, we keep them knees bent. Lift the head up, bend the knees, reach up. As we breathe out, we're going down again. We're bringing it up into a half bend. We're stepping back with that left leg. Shoulders come back, we lift up if we can. Good, lovely. We're bringing the hands down and we're stepping back to down dog. Feel the stretch through the shoulders, through the arms, through the back, through the hamstrings. Up onto the tiptoes. Feel that stretch again more in the back. Roll it over into plank. Drop the hips, roll the shoulders into cobra. And push back to down dog. Lift the leg up. Pull it in towards the chest. Step it forward, bend the knee. Roll the shoulders. Lift up if you need to. Take the hands back down. Let's step in and drop into our forward bend. Bend the knees, stretch the arms, breathe in, lift up, breathe out, bring it down. Okay, so we're going to take it into goddess pose. Now, I'm going to do goddess pose first on the chair. So on the chair, you're taking yourself out. In fact, we can do it on the chair. I'll do it on the chair so everybody feels they want to stay. You're taking the sitting down right on the edge and you're taking your legs out as wide as you can, turning the toes out. Now we're bringing the arms up and over. So this is goddess pose. Stretch them arms out. But we're going to move. So we're going to breathe out and reach to the side, lifting the arm over. Again, if you've got blood pressure problems, you may just want to keep the arms on the hips and move in that direction. Otherwise, we can move over and bringing it back up and taking it over and bringing it back up. So we're going to do 5 on each side. We're feeling the stretch on one side, but we're feeling the pinch on the other. This is 3. 4. And our 5th. And bring the arms down. So we can stay on the chair, but I'm going to bring us up. Now again, if you want, that chair's always there if you need it, but you're going to take your feet wide. You're going to take your feet nice and wide, turn the soles of the feet out, bend down. taking the hands out to the side, palms up. So like I said, if you need to, if this is too much for your thighs, take it back to the chair. So we're going to do that twist again. So we're going over and lifting it over by our head. We're bringing it back up. We're working with that breath. Breathing out, reaching over. Breathing in, coming back up. Here we go. 4 more. 2. 3. Remember, even if you can't manage to do the 5, you can always come out. 4. And 5. And then bring the knees up, turn the feet in, walk your feet in, give your legs a little shake. So we're going to take our next one. Now all of these are working the sacral area, they're all working around here, they're stretching and they're opening the hips. So the next one we're going to go into is squat. And again, I'm going to do it with the chair first, and the second time I'll do it without the chair. So with our squat, we're taking our feet back into the same kind of position out to the side. We're holding the chair and we're trying to go down a little bit further. Now you can use the back of the chair, or you can turn it round, and you can use the front of the chair and bringing your elbows onto the chair. That's it. So you're just using that chair to rest the arms on, and you're letting your bum squat down. What you'll see is that the spine is again nice and straight in this position, it's not curling out, but we're keeping the elbows, or we're taking it a little bit off them legs. And then we're going to lift and lift ourselves back up. Bringing ourselves up, and again giving our legs and our hips a little shake. So now if we wanted to take it to the floor, take it down a little bit further, we could do that as well. So this time, we're taking our feet out. We're going to bring our hands down to the floor. So our feet are turned in forward. We're bringing our hands down to the floor. If you need a block or you want your chair there, you can have the chair. From here, you're looking forward, you're bending the knees and you're turning the toes out. As you go down, you're pushing against the knees with your elbows, and you're bringing your hands in. Then imagining that you've got a weight on the base of your spine and it's dropping your bum to the floor. You can move side to side. And this should help to just kind of relax them legs. So we're going to put our hands down and we're going to come out. Feet turn in. We look forward, make sure that we're feeling okay. We can bend the knees and lift ourselves back up. And bring the arms back down. Lovely. So that again, you'll feel that all starting to open through here. So we're going to take it into camel. Now with camel, again, we can do it from the chair. So if you can't get to the floor, you can bring your hands behind, hold onto the chair, and you can push your chest forward, looking up. If you can bring yourself to the floor, then you're bringing yourself to the floor. So again, If you've got knee problems, remember, go down, use the chair, always go down onto your good knee, and then come down. Now we are going into knees, so if you've got bad knees, keep your cushion. You're going to bring yourself onto your knees, bring your chair, your feet underneath the chair. And from here, we're taking our hands onto the seat of our chair and we're pushing our hips forward, locking up. Hold it here. Now remember, if you don't want to come off the floor, you can stay on that chair. So from here, if you're on the chair, you're just going to stop doing this. If you're on the floor, you're going to bring yourself forward into a child position. And you'll feel that the arms will relax. Doesn't matter if the bum's in the air, it's the upper body we want to relax, not so much the lower. So we're coming back up again onto our knees. Now if we wanted, we could use that arm movement and we could bring the arm over and bring it down, and then the other arm could come over and down, both hands facing backwards. Push the chest forward, push the hips forward, lift the head, feel that lovely stretch. So again, if you're sitting on the chair, it's exactly the same thing you did first. And then we're coming back, we're bringing the arms down to the floor, we're bending the elbows, we're bringing the head down. If the bum stays up, it doesn't matter. And we're bringing ourselves up. So if you're on the floor, you're just going to sit down onto your bum. Let me just show you this version on a chair. So if you're on the chair, then we're going to do head beyond knee. You're having one leg tucked in, still on the edge of your chair, one leg straight, one leg bent, and then you're walking down trying to get your knee, your chin, past your knee. We're going to do the same thing but on the floor. So I'm coming down onto the floor. So for us on the floor, we can sit on our pillow so that it will lift our bum a little. We can take the one leg in and see if we can get it to come underneath our thigh. We're pulling the toes back, making sure the toes come back. Hands either on the kneecap, above the kneecap, or below the kneecap, whatever feels easier for you. But we're keeping this back nice and straight, we're not curling. So we're lifting the chin up, we're pulling the elbows, we're breathing out, pulling that belly in, trying to place the belly down, trying to get the knee, the chin, past the knee. Hold it here. So it's the same movements on the chair except for we haven't moved that side leg. And then let's breathe in, let's bring it back up again. So we're going to change that leg. We're taking it underneath. If it can go, if it can't, we can just either leave it out to the side. So if it doesn't want to go, if you're on the floor and you think, I can't get my leg, just take the leg out to the side. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. Pull the toe back, shoulders back, chin tucked in, pull the belly in, lean forward. Shoulders rolling down, elbows pushing towards the floor. And again, use the hand if you need to push it back up. Let's change them legs, last time. So with this, it's working the knees, it's working the ankles, and you'll feel it the front on one side, but the back on the other, and it's working the knees. But you'll also feel it in that lower back as well. So here we go, shoulders down, breathe out, trying to get the chin past the knees. So you're looking over your foot. That way it'll keep your chin up, it'll keep your shoulders back. If you drop your head, you tend to roll in. We want to keep nice and straight. And bringing it back up. And let's change legs, last time. Now there's always, if you wanted, you haven't got knee problems, this knee, if you wanted, you could always, you don't have to do it, I'm going to change it back. You can always turn it this direction, but make sure it's flat down, that the foot's not sticking out to the side. It has to be down. Now this works the knee in a slightly different direction, and also the ankle in a slightly different direction. So it's only if you want to. I'm going to flip my leg back, but if you wanted to stay there, you could. It's just that I know that if people are watching, they may just copy me, and they just because Mari's doing it, I'll do it. I don't want to hurt them. So from here, breathe out, bring it down. And bring it back up. So we're going to take it into plain pose. So if you bring that out, and for both of you on the chair or on here, you're just letting your legs go straight, and that's a kind of the counter pose for both of them. So let me just show the plain on the chair. If you're on a chair, you don't want to get to the floor again, it's not so it doesn't matter. You're going to do plain pose. So you're taking the feet, so instead of being here, you're taking them out, you're bringing your hands down, you're pulling your shoulders back, pulling your belly in, and lifting your bum up. Okay? So you can stay on the chair if you want. I'm coming to the floor. And again, there's two ways of doing it down here. You can, anywhere your hands are pointing, it doesn't matter as long as the wrists, elbows, shoulders are in line. You can have the knees bent, and I'm going to do that first, and then the second time I'll straighten the legs. So from here, we're lifting the bum off the floor, we're pulling the shoulder back, we're looking up, pushing them hips up. So again, if you're on the chair, if you're on the floor, same principles, push them hips towards the ceiling. And then bringing it back down. Take your arms off, give your hands a little shake, your shoulders a little shake if they need it. This time I'm going to do, again we're doing 3, but I'm going to do 4 seconds, 4 breaths. I'm going to take my legs out and change them, and so one out straight and one bent. Again, if you wanted to do the 2 straight at the same time, then you can, but I'm keeping it nice and not too hard for everybody. So here we go, 4 breaths this time. Lifting up, I'm taking one foot out, pushing my toes down, pushing my hips up. Then I'm going to bring it in, and I'm changing sides. And then bringing both of them down. Again, give them arms a little shake. So we're bringing it into pigeon, and again on the chair, With pigeon on the chair, you're holding onto the chair, you're bringing your foot up, but you're going onto the outside edge, and you're just pushing your hips in. So you can do it standing up. You can always take that foot a little further back, and again pushing in. For us on the floor, you may want your cushions. So you may start with a cushion underneath your hip, underneath your knees, but you're going to bring your one foot in. I'll do it this way. Bring it in so that it's between the hands. Now from there, keeping that leg in, you're going to lift your body up. So you're using your fingers to push the upper body backwards. And then we're going to roll down. So if you're on a chair, you're not doing this. But if you're on the floor, you're just going to roll forward. So for anybody on the chair, you're just going to take your feet down and stand in mountain pose to relax this area. And then we're lifting ourselves back up off the floor. We're going to bring that knee back. So we're going to bring the other foot forward. So we're bringing the knee in, changing legs on the chair, bringing it in. So we've still got that underneath our knee. We're going to push up. Oh, I've missed the knee, what we're doing with our knees. I'll do that on the second one. And again, we're going to lift or bring our chest down onto the knee. Try and get our head to touch the floor. Let our arms relax. Lovely. So we're lifting up and we're pushing back. So we're changing one more time. So again, we're bringing that knee in. And we're going to see if we can slide that other leg back a little bit. Now, while we're here, we're going to imagine squeezing the knees towards each other. So again, same thing when you're standing up. Imagine squeezing the knees towards each other. Then relax. So again, squeeze the knees towards each other. And relax. And last one. Squeeze the knees towards each other. And relax. So now we're going down. But now we're going to try and squeeze the knees away from each other. And relax. Now let's squeeze them away from each other. And relax. And then sit ourselves back up. Change sides. So if you're on a chair, you're just holding it in that position. You can maybe try the pulling of the legs away from each other, but you don't need to. So holding ourselves up, squeeze the knees towards each other. And relax. Squeeze them as you're breathing in. Relax as you're breathing out. Last one, squeeze in. and relax. Lift the body up, bring it down. Now squeeze the legs away from each other as you're breathing in. As you're breathing out, relax. And last one, squeeze the legs, the knees away from each other. And relax. Bring yourself up. And bring yourself back to child. If you're on the chair, just sit down on the chair. Go to child. So, lie yourself down on your back. We're going to finish off in an eagle twist. But for on the chair, you're doing the same thing. Knees come over, you're twisting to the side. So it's exactly the same thing, but you're on the chair and we're on the floor. So if you lie yourself down on the floor, you're going to take your arms out in line with your shoulders, the hands flat down. Start with the knees bent, bring the right knee over the left knee. And if you can tuck the foot behind, but again, it's not a problem. Now, whichever leg's on the top, you're going in the opposite direction, so you're going across the body. And then if you want, you can either look up to the ceiling, or you can turn your head so that you're looking in the opposite direction. And we're bringing it back to centre. We're keeping the legs here, but we're taking the legs over the other side. That's it. And so we kept them in the same place, we're just dropping them over the other side. And then we're bringing it back to centre. And we're going to undo our top leg. So let's bring the other leg over the top. If we can hook it round, but we're keeping the feet on the floor. We're bringing the top leg to the opposite side of the body. But again, it doesn't matter because we're going to do both sides. And bring it back, and let's take it over the other side. So if you're on a chair, you're just twisting in the opposite direction. Whereas we're twisting from the lower part of the body, someone on a chair will be twisting from the upper part. And let's bringing it back to centre. And let's change them legs one more time. Bring it over, change sides with the legs. Turn the head if you want to in the opposite direction. Feel the difference between the two sides. back to centre, and let's change that leg one last time. And changing leg, changing side, sorry. You should feel all this pulling right around that sacral area, right around the lower back, the lower part of the stomach. Just underneath the ribs, the hips. And then bringing it back to centre. Undo your legs. Bring the shoulders down, turn the palms over. Tuck the chin down. If you're sitting on a chair, just move back and sit back on your chair more comfortably. You can either have your knees bent, but bring the knees towards each other. Bring your hands together so that they clasp and that you're bringing your two thumbs together in a gap, the same that we did at the beginning, and placing them just around your sacral area, placing the hands just, the thumbs just below your belly button. Now the sound that we want to make is VAM. And this sound shakes up the vocal areas, the areas of the sacral area. Now every emotion that we have only lasts somewhere between 60 and 90 seconds. But we'll keep feeling that emotion every time because we overplay it in our head constantly. So, and we tend to overplay bad emotions, so things that have happened to us, that have upset us, that have made us sad, that have made us nervous or scared. We tend to replay that and feel that anxiety, that tension in our stomach muscles, in our shoulders, in our teeth. But we should try and think about something that's good, something that made us happy, something that made us want to sing, want to dance. And this helps to unblock our chakras. The more we do things, the more they become a habit and it's harder to break. And this is what happens when we start to block this chakra. We find that we start becoming jealous, that we start becoming envious of people, that we create bad habits of smoking, of drinking, of always going for the same person over and over again, who we know is kind of wrong for us. So being able to work out these things so that when we get these emotions in our head, we feel everything, we feel this anxiety. When we're going into another relationship and we're bringing the baggage from our old relationship with us, so that person was violent, that we expect the next person to be violent, and we start to do things to make them, so we start to try to test them to see how far we can push them, to see if they become as violent as our previous partner. And we've got to start, we can't change anybody, we've got to just try and change ourselves. So it's knowing that we're bringing them emotions out into us, into our head, and then we're vocalizing it or we're actionizing it into our relationships, and spotting these things that we do, and then learning how to work on them, how to get rid of them, how to stop the same cycle going round and round. And things that we tend to know when these areas are blocked, because we kind of get butterflies or we get tension in our stomach. We have problems with our periods. Our menopausal symptoms get worse. And it tends to all be to do with this area around here. So I'm going to do the chant VAM 10 times. If I lose Instagram, make sure that you stretch out before you finish. So we're bringing all our thoughts into this area down here. We're imagining a beautiful orange glow in between our pubic bone and our belly button. A nice warm sensation down here. So we're going to reach above our head, our hands, and breathe in, stretch our feet out if we're lying down and they would bend. And as you breathe out, let the body relax. Big breath in, this time stretching one arm and then the other. And again, when you need to, breathe out. Pull the knees up towards the chest and roll the legs round.